了，来，我们就来一下线上，看一下。Let me double check for a while. Okay. Okay, good. We are live now. So thank you everybody for watching this discussion. Okay, in this really can buy me series. Okay. So right now today, I want to introduce to you guys this very handsome young man. Okay, by the name of Hong Ye Kai. Okay. So hi, say hi everybody. If everybody can see, just put a hi inside the comments so we can actually see as well. Okay. Okay, good. So let's get things started. Okay, today we are actually here to discuss this Avenue South Residences, which was actually launched, I think, last year, right? Correct?
Yes, last year.
Last year, huh? Okay. And also this Sterling Residences, which was actually launched about 2 years back.
Yeah.
Was it 2 years? To 1 year, huh? Okay, good. So the reason why is that we are actually discussing about this project is also because myself, I have a client who actually bought Avenue South Residences last year, and of course 2 years ago who actually bought Sterling as well. So right now, let's probably do a quick example first. Okay. Maybe I can get Ye Kai to share. Okay, between Avenue South and Sterling, what is actually the so-called major differences? Because for me, I love both projects. One is actually very close to the city fringe, and then of course that's for Sterling, and then of course another one, Avenue South. Of course, you know the transformation that's going to come up in a couple of years times. Definitely, I naturally feel that that particular project is worth investing. But again, because one thing is that these two projects is actually about a 2 years gap, and then of course Sterling is going to TOP. Probably let's kickstart first. I will ask you a lot of questions later on because I have a list of questions which I get from my followers, all that. So to actually ask you, so probably it would be good. It's an open discussion so they can answer them based on what is your thoughts. Okay, no right, no wrong in terms of which of the projects is actually better. Over here, we are actually more towards letting the viewers, the followers knows that when it comes to investment or own stay, which one should they actually move forward? Okay, so probably I can get you to actually share with us a little bit more on Sterling first. Okay.
Okay. Basically today we're sharing two of the most popular D3 projects. In fact, for this whole circuit breaker, right? Sterling and Avenue South are the top two selling projects within these few months. Let me show you Sterling first. Can you see?
You never share screen? Okay, great. So you got something to share with us, right?
Yeah. Okay, I'll keep
Okay.
it very short and sweet. Okay, so
Okay,
first
good.
I'm going to share would be Sterling Residences. Like what Eric said just now, this one was launched about 2 years back in 2018. So let me tell you the location first. We are in fact very near to the city fringe. Like what you can see on the map, we are just beside District 910. So for Sterling itself, why is it such a good location? Is because we are in between some of the most popular places where people work. Maple 3 Business City, One North. We are next to CBD, the new downtown in Orchard, and also very near to the future Greater Southern Waterfront. So in fact, a lot of the tenants actually come from all these parts of Singapore. So we are very fortunate because we are right between the two of them. So we can get a lot of tenant pool from both sides. Okay, so this is the actual location for Sterling. If you can look at the map, Sterling is right smack in the middle. we are 3 minutes walk to Queenstown MRT station. If you look at all the circles that I've highlighted to you, we are surrounded by many amenities. We have IKEA, Queensway Shopping Centre. We are very near to Mailing Market. A lot of places for you to shop and to eat. So amenities is 100% no problem. All these, the ones that I've highlighted to you, are within walking distance. Some are like maybe 3 minutes walk. Some are within 10 minutes walk. So it's a very good location. Yeah, and because of this, that's why in terms of D3, we are one of the more popular area. So this one is just a rough show of the potential rental that you can get. If you take a look on average, right, the 1 bedroom you can fetch about 2,005. Two-bedder you can get about 3,005, and then for 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom is about 4,000 to 5,000. Some even crossing over to 7,000. So it shows that D3 is one of the location that can get the highest rental yield. You can compare this with District 9, 10, 11. On average, D3 we have 3% and above, which is excellent for location. So because it's a good location, we have great rental demand and rental yield. That's why you will ensure a great property value also. Okay, apart from this, right,
Okay.
Sterling is also part of the master plan. The government is stretching the rail corridor all the way from Woodlands all the way down to Gardens by the Bay. So you'll cross Queenstown, and this is how Queenstown will transform together with the rail corridor. So if you take a look, there's another plot of land that is open for bidding. This is about 300 meters away from Queenstown MRT station, which is very near Sterling. This is going to be a commercial building with shops, restaurants, and cineplex. I think those people who are maybe my age, they'll know this is the old Queenstown cinema. Yeah. So this one will
Okay.
transform. So this one will transform Queenstown also. When you take a look at this map, right, there are a lot of places that they are building and transforming. So Queenstown is not like the old housing estate anymore. Yeah. And because of this, I mean, when you buy into a place, right, one of the most important criteria that you can think of would be the potential upside. And because of these two, right, Sterling actually gives you the potential upside. That's why we are very popular in terms of area wise. This one is a comparison between OCR, RCR, and CCR. So Sterling is under RCR.
Okay.
Between RCR and CCR, the price difference can be 1,000 to 2,000. And then
So right now for Sterling itself, what is the average PSF?
Average PSF, right? We are about 1,000. Okay, of course, the bigger unit is about 1,007, but on average, right, it's about 1,008 to a high 2,000. So we
Let's
are
say probably a good for probably a better investment or for even own stay. Let's go with a good 2 bed 2 bath. How much will that actually cost? And of course the PSF.
2 bed 2 bath about 1.3, 1.4 to, if you like high floor, it'll be 1.5.
Oh,
So
that's still quite
wise,
reasonable.
yeah, very
Okay.
reasonable. Later, I show you the resale unit around the area. You will definitely find our pricing very reasonable. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
PSF
Good.
is 1,008 to 2,000.
Okay.
So,
Fantastic.
so the difference in, okay, why we highlight the difference between the RCR and CCR? Because the price difference is quite major. So next time, in time to come, a few years down the road, the RCR will have higher potential for the prices to go even higher. Because the gap between the two areas, the two region, right, is
Mm-hmm.
quite substantial. Mm.
Okay.
And then,
Good.
okay, so when you talk about District 3, you can actually see that it's one of the most popular area in Singapore. You can take a look at the housing, the HDB units. Some are selling for over 1 million. I think Eric would know because he do a lot of HDB resale also.
Yep. Yep. Definitely.
So it's a very popular area where buyers like to look at, and they don't mind forking out over 1 million for HDB. So it shows how popular the area is with buyers. Okay, so
Okay.
this one, because when we look at project, we have to be open. So we look at some of the existing project that is in the same area. Then you can do a price comparison. So these are the few new launches right now that you can buy in District 3 itself. So okay, I've done up a chart. If you take a look, among all these projects that you can buy in this street right now, right, Sterling Residences has the lowest average. Sorry, has the lowest average price. It's about 1,008 PSF lah. You know, that's why the
Okay.
entry price at Sterling is very very reasonable. So if you look at okay, let's say maybe you say that okay, if we compare with new launch, right, it might not be so accurate. We must compare with resale. So I think the newest resale available is across the road, which is Commonwealth Towers. If you look at the sales price PSF, right, it is also going about 1,008, 1,009, even 2,000. So what does it mean? That means Sterling, right, is selling close to the existing resale prices. I can ask you among all the projects in Singapore, right, which are the new launch that is selling at the same price as resale? I think it is quite hard for you to find one. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is one of the reasons just now Eric was asking, right, why buyers they like Sterling is because of this. So when they are going through, they are looking at the resale unit, then they will come back to Sterling. To them, it makes sense, right, to pay the same price but for newer project. Yep.
But again, if we were to do a comparison with Commonwealth Tower, okay, because just now what you actually mentioned was actually um, currently right now the price is actually comparable to Commonwealth Tower. Am I right?
Yep.
Okay. So will there still be any so-called capital gain or capital appreciation down the road 3 months if I were to enter right now into Sterling Residences?
Okay, we are pretty confident because if you look at Commonwealth Towers, right, the number of profitable transactions is 29. The number of unprofitable is 0. So like why we show you the HDB transaction prices just now is because there is a demand for District 3. People like to stay around District 3 because like what you said, we are city fringe. We are between all the major places that people want to travel to work to, like One North, CBD, all that. So we are very confident that most of the Singaporeans, the younger ones, right, when they upgrade, they want to upgrade closer to the central area, but they might not have the cash yet, so they will come to District 3. So this is one of the first choice for a lot of them. So like your question is moving down the road, would Sterling be able to give you that kind of margin that Commonwealth Towers are enjoying? We are pretty confident because the area is getting more and more popular. And if you, I mean, I don't do comparison District 3 and the OCR projects. I think
Okay.
if buyers they walk around, they move around, they know that some of the projects that is even outside, further away from city central or RCR, right, they are selling the same price as ours. And
Definitely.
not forgetting for us, right, when we compare our prices to the city central, our margin is 1,000 to 2,000 difference, PSF. So in terms of room for growth, right, confirm is there.
Okay, so let's just put example today. Sterling Residences. If we were to do a comparison with one per bank,
Yep.
okay. So which one will be actually a much better choice? If
Okay.
if I have a client who is looking for probably investment.
Okay. Well, for investment, it really depends on your your risk appetite. Okay,
Okay.
so let's say for example, I'm someone who is more conservative. I don't have money to throw everywhere. I want to invest in somewhere that is steadier. That means I can ensure that the growth is there. But of course, if you have a lower risk appetite, that means the potential of the prices going way higher, right, will of course be lower lah. Because you're accepting lower risk, right? That means your profit margin might not be as much as the, let's say, somewhere that is transforming totally, so for Sterling, right, I would say that it is a more like down to earth investment. You will know that your asset will grow, but in terms of space or margin for it to grow, right, it might not be as huge or larger compared to Avenue South or One Per Bank. Because if
Okay.
you ask me, On One Per Bank is very iconic. It's a very beautiful development, and it's one of its kind because it's on the hilltop. Okay, but One Per Bank is somewhat similar to Avenue South. It's near to where the SGH campus is located, and the place right is closer to the Greater Southern Waterfront. So that place right, in terms of transformation right, is happening. So you are looking at something that is transforming over the next maybe 20 to even 50 years. So
Okay, so my next question,
mm,
if let's say I got a client who is interested to put in example 1.2 million today.
yeah.
Okay, so 1.2 million, I can understand from you just now you were saying you can actually purchase a two-bed, two-bath in a Sterling residences, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so if 1.2 million we were to use that money, what can I actually buy in One Per Bank?
Okay, if you if you look at the price comparison chart that I put on the screen, right?
Okay,
1.2 now you might be able to get the studio. Okay, One Per Bank has very nice studio apartment. Yep. So it is fully, it's almost fully furnished. You can just go in and stay. They have the blinds, the lights, and all that for you lah. Yeah, but of
okay,
course,
so we based on layman term, so what's
mm,
the rental that we might be getting in Sterling? Example, if we were to rent out a two-bed, two-bath today.
two bed, two bath, you can quite comfortably get 3,500 to 4,000.
So what will be the estimated, just estimation, doesn't matter, okay? A rental that we may be able to get for the studio in One Per Bank. Example,
One Per Bank should be 2,500 to 3,000.
2,500 to 3,000 as compared to just now is 3 over 1,000, right? Okay, okay, no problem. This one we let the viewers go and think about it, and of course, those who are actually watching this right now, feel free to share it if you got your clients or friends or relative who actually wants to know more about Sterling residences or Avenue South residences. Feel free to just share with them. Okay, there's no right or wrong answer because basically over here is a free discussion, so it's just to let you guys fully understand which project or even product is actually more suitable. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
if you ask about which one should invest and all that. Okay, if you look at this chart or table, Sterling sold the most during this circuit breaker period, followed by
How many
Avenue.
also?
Sterling to date is about 40 units, which is quite remarkable
Oh,
for
wow.
where buyers can't see the show flat. All right. So Avenue South sold about 22.
Not
One
bad
per
as well.
Yeah, not bad. So these are the top two projects in District 3. One Per Bank about 6, Market View about 8, Atra is about 8. Revere we don't have the info yet. Yeah, so it seems like most of the buyers in terms of a place where they prefer, right, Sterling and Avenue South is the top two. One Per Bank and the rest is almost the same.
Okay, good, good.
So anyway, just to compare Sterling with other projects. Okay, so that one is for new launch. This one is for nearby resale unit. Okay,
Okay.
I'm not going to go through all the figures with you, but in general, what you can buy in Sterling, right? About maybe 1.2. Let's say, for example, just now Eric talked about two bedder. If you use 1.2 to buy a two bedroom in Sterling, right? You might not be able to buy two bedroom in, let's say, Commonwealth, Macroville, Queen's Peak, Atra, and the other existing condo like the Crest, Metropolitan. So that's what I'm saying. So if you break it down, right, what does it mean? That means Sterling is selling at current resale pricing, which is very surprising. For us when we started doing Sterling, we thought that it will price higher, but luckily or unluckily for the developer, right, when we launched the project, it was during the announcement of the new property cooling measures. And then now with the circuit breaker, right, the developer have no opportunity to really increase the price to the price point that they prefer lah. So you will see a very peculiar scenario where they are still selling prices equal to the nearby resale unit.
Okay, good,
So
good.
this might be one of the reason why it is the most popular. It is the most popular project even during the circuit breaker, and we managed to sell quite impressive 40 units.
That's for in District 3, right?
That's for this District 3. Mm.
Okay, good.
Okay, so this will make it a great entry price because we're selling at one of the lowest average PSF, and we're selling at the current resale unit, resale pricing. So next time when you sell, you're I mean now you're buying, right? You are not buying something that is of high price, and when you sell, right, you can actually sell at a good margin. Okay, so apart from all this, the good location, good pricing, right? Of course, you must look at the project itself. Our developer is Logan and Nanshan. They are quite big developer in Hong Kong and China. So, but of course, I won't go too deep into it. You can
Yep.
take a look. Award. Sterling has won quite a few awards like best condo development, and landscaping and all that. This is Logan's first project in Singapore. That's why to them, right, this is a very, very important project.
Hmm.
Okay, so this one is the facade for Sterling Residences. You take a look, the three towers, behind the three towers is a south facing, in front will be the north facing. You take a look at the small picture, right? This is a launch day on the 5th of July 2018. This was the night before the cooling measures, and the whole show flat was flooded with people. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
was there. I was there. I was there
oh,
until like 4 a.m. that day. Oh my
yeah,
goodness
yeah,
me.
yeah, same. So okay, so this one is the Google Map. So you can take a look at the surrounding. We are one of the more we are very blessed in the sense that we are not crowded. We are not blocked by many buildings. Okay, Sterling is a higher rise project. They are elevated by almost 5 story high. So we are above there are about 3.5 story landed in front of us. So we are above them already. And then we go all the way up to level 40. So we are above the HDB enclave behind us also. So in terms of location-wise, ventilation, right, no problem. 100%, I would say almost 100% privacy lah.
Okay, good.
Okay, so this one is the fact sheet, which I will not go through all because this one you can actually get from internet or ask any one of us.
That one, I think, can anybody can actually, if they are keen to know much more in details about Sterling Residences or even Avenue South, can probably give Ye Kai or even me a call to better understand more. Because this session is mainly, like I mentioned, is more towards to letting our viewers over here to also know which project is actually more suitable for them. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
So this one is the site map. Okay, I go through briefly the views. We have a north-south facing. If you take a look, the three buildings, right, the three towers, they are north-south facing. So the southern part, you can see the southern water view, and the northern part, you can actually see Bukit Timah Hill view. Yeah. So this is one of the reasons why we are so popular. And those in red color that I have spotted out, those are fully sold already. So we
The
are
fully sold one is actually facing which direction? Or
actually
what view do you get?
both. We have front, we have the north view, we have the south view also. Because
Wow,
basically,
okay.
yeah, basically both views you are almost unblocked. Because now
Mm.
now we are left with the higher floor lah. So I think almost confirm unblocked. So unless you buy the south facing, we still have some lower floors. So
Mm-hmm.
most of units are almost unblocked, and it's 3 minutes walk to Queenstown. That's why we are to date we are 78.55% sold already. So
78.55%. Wow, that's a fantastic result so far. Okay.
So these are the facilities which I won't go through. Okay, so in terms of layout wise, I'll not go through all with you because there's really no
Yep,
point. But
correct.
I just want to highlight to you something that is quite peculiar to Sterling. If you take a look at the two-bedroom, right, all the kitchen in the Sterling two-bedroom, right, they are all enclosable kitchen.
Okay.
Is something that I want to highlight. That's why our two-bedroom are selling very well because hardly you can find two-bedders with enclosable kitchen. Yeah. So if you just fix a door, right, the kitchen can be enclosed. So
Okay.
these are various units they can look at. We have 3 bedroom, 2 bath, plus store, we have a four bedder also. But you know, for Sterling, the strange thing about us, right, our bigger units like 3 bedroom, right, sell actually faster.
Majority of profile wise, I believe is for own stay, right?
Hmm.
Okay.
Surprisingly, a lot of the buyers for the 1 bedroom, right, is not for investment. In fact, a lot of them are
Singles,
singles
serious,
because singles. They are about 30 plus. They want to stay closer to the central. Yeah, they a lot of them actually want to move out from their parents' house. But they
so
want to
sad,
not sad, I mean, we are very near Dempsey Hill and all that, so they want to have their own
Own privacy, definitely, yeah.
own so they don't want to be
Own
too.
own
They cannot
privacy,
afford.
but still stay
They
close
cannot
to
afford.
parents.
I don't know whether they want to stay near their parents or not. But feedback from them, they cannot afford to stay in a central area, but they want somewhere that is very convenient and next to MRT. That's why you'll be very surprised. A lot of them actually buy for own
Own
stay and all.
stay. Okay, I think you have the answer already for this particular project, because I personally also feel, uh, after listening to you, and also of course I did my analysis beforehand, I
Mm,
personally feel that this is definitely a great investment, because it's
mm,
one of the newest project that is near to town, and also cater a lot. I think in terms of, in terms of the pricing wise, is definitely very very attractive right now in this current market.
yeah.
And of course, you're just probably like what, a good three MRT stops away to Orchard. Am I right to say that?
Orchard is a bit further because you need to change interchange.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can take direct bus. You can take bus
Oh yeah.
64. But anyway,
Yeah, yeah.
nowadays Grab.
Correct. Yeah.
Also
So
near.
schools like primary schools within a Sterling?
Okay, for the primary school, they are the neighborhood primary schools. So if you're looking for top school, Sterling might not be so suitable because they are
Okay.
not. Yeah. So most of the schools here are neighborhood primary schools
All
like
right. Good.
all these lah. I mean, I'll be upfront lah. Yeah. I think for like I said, a lot of singletons they actually buy here. Then some of the parents who shifted their family here, right?
Mm,
They want to shift here because of MRT. Some of them say that for the kids to walk to MRT is very convenient because it's only 3 minutes walk now.
correct. It's
Mm.
basically for this project, I naturally feel is a good investment, be it investment or for own stay.
Yeah.
So my point over here will be gearing more towards own stay, because
Mm.
of its fantastic location. You have tons of amenities which is within walking distance or driving distance just right away. And I think in terms of uh, even in the event that next time we have to shift out, even after like 3 years of staying, we have to shift out due to like family expansion or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then of course, when rental, we can actually rent out very very easily for Sterling residences.
Oh, confirm.
Yeah.
Because one thing about Sterling is we are north-south facing, so no units are facing the MRT track directly. None of the units are having direct west sun.
Wow,
So in
that
fact,
is the best, leh.
a lot of the 1 bedroom and the 1 plus study and 2 bedroom, it faces the landed enclave, which is quite rare for projects. So a lot of the
Okay.
we got inquiries when before circuit breaker, when we had the show flat open, right? A lot of the tenants from other places around here, they walk in, they thought that they can start renting already. They wanted to
Mm,
shift over, So this is the kind of inquiries that we get. I forgot to mention that we have a childcare center also at Sterling itself. So
oh, inside.
inside, yeah, it's open to public, and the profit that they make goes towards the payment of the condo maintenance. That's why our maintenance fee is very reasonable. 1 bedroom is only 200. 4 bedroom, right, is only 280.
Huh? 4 bedroom
Yeah,
is what?
280 only.
How about 2 bedroom?
2 bedroom, 240.
240 for 2 bedroom.
Yeah,
That's
and
that's on
1-to-1
the
car park lot.
okay. Oh, that's really I think I didn't know back then when my client buy, because back then is buy during launch. So I mean maintenance fee, all this I wouldn't have known. So,
Okay.
but again, if it's a two-bed, is at 240, I think it's definitely on the very, very low side. And of course, you still have the childcare center. Any of the like mini marts or convenience stores inside Sterling, or it's only
Actually,
just the childcare?
just the childcare. Don't need minima because beside
Oh
us,
yeah, beside it's all right.
there's an NTUC only. There's an NTUC fair price, and then there's a
Okay.
mini market, wet market, and food center. So don't need any other things already lah.
Okay, good. All right. I think we have talked a lot about Sterling.
Hmm.
Probably let's just right now shift our attention to Avenue South Residences. Okay. Okay. So Avenue South Residences, my client bought it back then, I think was end of last year, right? If I remember correctly.
Correct.
End of last year or this year?
Last year.
Should be last year. Launch is last year, right?
Last year, yeah.
Last year, okay. So they bought during the launch, okay. So we bought a fantastic two-bed, two-bath over there during the launch day. Of course, we didn't go and queue up lah, huh? Not as crazy as the Sterling one, okay. So of course, right now, probably I want to introduce a little bit of Avenue South. I mean, the location wise is another fantastic location, which is closer to the other part of the Singapore. So probably I just let you elaborate more towards it. Okay. Yep.
Can see, yeah. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen now. So Avenue South is, this is very important. Avenue South is the first residential development after Prime Minister Lee, right, actually talked about the Greater Southern Waterfront. So this is the first development that was launched. So this is the true first mover advantage. But of course, Avenue South and Sterling is very different. Avenue South is at the heart of Greater Southern Waterfront. If you take a look at the picture, right, you can almost see or say that there's nothing much there, which is true, okay? Because we are waiting for the Greater Southern Waterfront to be transformed, you see. So this is really the true blue first mover advantage. Like the sale last time at this Raffles that site, when it was there was nothing at all. It was the first condo lah to be built. So Avenue South will almost be similar to that. So in terms of location wise, we are actually quite good if you take a look at the map here. We're just next to the rail corridor that will pass through Queenstown, the one that I mentioned just now. So we are just right next to the rail corridor. So for Avenue South, we are very blessed because there will be MRT station coming up. Cantonment MRT station, that's the nearest. If you walk
How
to
long will
Cantonment,
that? How long will it be built? I mean, how long more to go?
2025.
2025. Okay, so that's
Uh,
another 5 years. Okay. So when will Avenue South Residences TOP?
on paper is second quarter 2023.
Okay, so probably just to wait another 2 years for the MRT to be up lah.
Yeah, correct. About that
Okay.
lah. Yeah.
Good.
So if you by then you can walk along the rail corridor and you can hit Cantonment MRT station quite comfortably. So it's a very nice walk. I think about maybe for guys 8. If you want to walk a bit slower, about 10 minutes only. Yeah. So the thing about Avenue South, right? We are very close to nature, yet very close to the city area. If you look at the left-hand side, we're very near to the Mount Faber Park. In front of us, right, will be the Greater Southern Waterfront. So one thing to note here, there are actually three transformation here. One is the rail corridor. The other one is behind us, which is the Outram Medical Campus and SGH. This is something that the government has, planned for since 2016. And then behind will be Outram MRT interchange. If you want to walk to Outram, it will take a bit further, about 10. If you walk slower, about 10 to 15 minutes. Then in front of us directly will be Greater Southern Waterfront. We are very blessed in the sense that we have two very good schools that's within 1 km from us. This is something that you cannot find in Sterling. For Avenue South, we have Radimas and CHIJ Kellogg. This is within 1 km.
Okay.
Okay, so for Avenue South, why is it the one of the most or more popular District 3 project that was sold during circuit breaker, right? Is because a lot of the buyers, they appreciate these three pillars of growth. What are the three pillars? Rail corridor, SGH campus, and Greater South Waterfront. The first one is the rail corridor. The rail corridor is something I think a lot of us know. It actually connects Woodland all the way to our site. Okay, it will cut through three of the major or three of the gardens of Singapore, namely Jurong Lake Gardens, Botanic Gardens, and Gardens by the Bay. So what does it mean? That means next time when you stay at Avenue South, right, you can walk along the rail corridor. You can walk all the way to Gardens by the Bay. I think it'll be very fantastic. Just a jog there and a jog back. I think it'll be very nice. So this one, you'll be completed in stages. This 24 km will be completed in stages. Maybe some will be completed in 2021. But of course, with the recent circuit breaker, all that, it might be slightly delayed. But confirm works have already started already. If you walk along some parts of Singapore, you can see some of the things being commenced. Okay, so
Okay.
this is the first, we will call it the pillar of growth near Avenue South. This is the first one. The second one, right, is something that the government has started since 2016. This is the SGH campus. So it is a 43-hectare project, and it is 20 years of the master plan. So what does it encompasses? It encompasses all this. So what they are trying to do, right, is they are trying to grow this part of Singapore into something that will also include education. So they have a lot of like Duke NUS Medical School, Research Park, and all that. So all this have was kickstart in 2016. In fact, if you look at Outram Community Hospital, right, it has already started operation already. So certain of the other parts will be completed in 2026. So all these are in progress. So exactly where is Avenue South next to this part of Singapore? It is just right. If you look at the bottom left corner, Avenue South is within walking distance to this huge campus. So this will be one of the major thing that will even push the prices for Avenue South up. Let's say you ask me, would people rent Avenue South or not? Of course, it is just next to this campus. You can actually rent out to doctors, students, researchers, all that's working at the SGH campus.
So let's just put example. Okay, if how much is the prices for a 2 bedroom over there?
Okay, the 2 bedroom on average now the lowest you can get by maybe 1.3.
Okay, 1.3. That's a 2 bed 2 bath, right?
2 bed 1 bath.
2 bed 1 bath. Okay. So if I want a 2 bed 2 bath,
About 1 point, a
oh,
high 1.3, 1.4 ish.
okay. So that is on a lower level or mid level?
Actually for Avenue South, right, the good thing about this is in front of Avenue South, the twin pillars, there are 5 heritage buildings. So they're only 5-story high. So you don't really need to buy high floor. You can actually buy low floor and you have unblocked view also. So,
But if I want to actually have a view of the future southern waterfront,
you can
that will
go,
need to go until which level and above?
I don't want to commit that because I do not know how tall the future Greater Southern Waterfront will be. But actually, if you ask me if I buy Avenue South, right, I want to see the Greater Southern Waterfront. Because the way the government is doing the Greater Southern Waterfront, right, they are not going to do something that like whole chunk of office building that will block my view. It's going to be very nice, like our Gardens by the Bay. So if I can look at the garden, something like that, why not? I don't need to be high, way high above them, because then you can go like 36th floor and above lah. I feel. So if you want to be higher, you can go 20 floor ish. Then
So I can get that at 1.4 million. Am I correct?
1.4
Plus minus
correct.
1.4, 1.5. Okay. Okay. Any schools within Avenue South Primary School?
Yeah,
Okay.
there are
Which
2
are the primary schools?
Radimas. If you
Okay.
just now, sorry. This one, Radimas and CHIJ Kellogg.
Okay, Radimas and CHIJ Kellogg. Okay.
So
So
this
both
one,
are actually one of the, both are actually the top school in Singapore, right?
Radimas is co-ed. It's one of the more popular schools in Singapore and around this
Okay.
area.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's within 1 km.
Okay, good. Okay. So in terms of hold on, sorry, in terms of rentability over there, what are the rental prices that we might be looking at?
Okay, if you say now, right, we don't have very solid figures for the rental there, because like I said, this is a transforming area. But if you take
Mm,
a look at condos that's nearby, right, they are fetching very decent rental, almost similar to that of Sterling residences. So for one bedroom, 2,005 to 3,000 is quite easily done. Two bedroom, we expect 3,005, to 4,000 ish.
okay, that means
Yeah, so
similar as in terms of compared to like sterling, right?
yeah, it's comparable. It's
Okay,
comparable. Yeah,
good.
but of course, our feel about Avenue South, right? Most of the buyers who are not buying for own stay, if they buy for investment, right, they are not buying only for the rental yield. They are buying for the future potential capital gain.
Okay,
Yeah,
so if
so
future potential gain, roughly, okay, we don't want to say a sky high price in terms of how much of the PSF increment, all that. Just a rough guide, just a very very rough guide. I mean, we put it as a very very conservative kind. We don't want to be aggressive, because anything that goes aggressive, if we never hit it, then something is wrong somewhere. Okay.
well, I think, right, right now we can't really say for sure,
Mm,
because I think the best gauge, right, would be in year 2021 or 2022. Because in year 2021 or 2022, right, what's going to happen is, okay, I'm jumping a bit, but let me show you
sure.
why I say is 2021 or 2022. It's because in year 2021 or 2022, right, where the lease or the capital club is up, the government is going to take back capital club and they're going to release the land for sale. So
Ah,
this is the point in time where we will know how much those buyers of Avenue South, right, can actually earn, because this one will be a price benchmark. Yeah. So this, by then, right, you will know. Or of course, if the whole capital club redevelopment starting in next year or 2 years to come, right, the land price, the land cost, and the selling price are confirmed will be way 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 much higher than ours are. Yeah.
that means I can say that in fact, now is actually, if I were to buy something over there, now is actually the best time to enter into Avenue South. Am I right to say that?
I will agree with you totally. This is a true blue first mover advantage, because it's really nothing really done up there yet. If you go there, is land. So once this transform, right, I think the upside is tremendous. If you want, you ask me how much can you make? Maybe okay, I show you this. This one is the Marina Bay Sands, that side. So when the whole master plan took shape, right, the casino, all that came up, the price actually jumped almost 350%. So
Okay.
for this part. So if you ask me, would Avenue South jump so high, I really do not know. But maybe one development here you can look at is the sale. Okay, so I think last time you should, I mean, most of us would have heard about the
Yep.
sale. The
Yep.
sale, from 2004 until now, right, the price jump is 100%.
Okay.
So
So safely to say, I actually have that number in mind just now when you actually flash up this 347%.
uh,
So I think, to put it as a very very conservative price, I should actually be looking at in the region of 100%. Should lah. Okay. But
we uh, we are pretty confident in this area.
okay.
That's why Avenue South is a different product, in the sense that rental, of course, it can be rented out. But of course, rental yield compared to Sterling, it might be a bit lower. But in terms
Mm-hmm.
of potential price appreciation, right, we find that Avenue South will be huge. So
Okay.
depends on your buyers, or those who are listening to us, or watching us. Depends on whether what is your risk appetite. Do you have a larger risk appetite? If you have, then maybe you can consider Avenue South. But if let's say yourself, you are more conservative kind of buyer, right? Then I think Sterling will be a safer, more down to earth purchase compared to Avenue South.
Okay,
That's what
okay.
that's what we gather from a lot of the buyers who bought into Avenue South. Because if you look at the master plan, right, the government actually increased the whole area by from 1,000 hectare to 2,000 hectare. The initial part of the master plan for Greater Southern Waterfront, they did not include Sentosa, they do not include Pulau Brani. So now after 2019, the new master plan, they included Sentosa and Pulau Brani, and the whole thing was expanded, all the way to 2,000 hectare. So we understand, and we can feel that the government is really trying to change Greater South Waterfront into something that is going to be maybe the southern gateway of Asia. So the government kept saying that this is going to be the key game changer for Singapore, which we believe what they say they will definitely administer. And Avenue South, right? We are actually right next to it, So all these are the different things that the government is trying to do to transform the whole Avenue South. They moved the port all the way to Tuas, which they are doing right now. So all these are the things they are doing, and Pulau Brani and all that. So Avenue South, right, is just next to this whole transformation. So just now, Eric was asking, right? If let's say Avenue South, what's the price potential? So this one is for Marina Bay that side. If you take a look at Jurong, right? Jurong also they benefited from the transformation also. So that time, the government wanted to change it to the second CBD, the Jurong Lake District. So the price actually went up almost 200%.
How long is this 191% as stated in your graph? How long does it take to achieve this?
About maybe almost 10, 15 years.
10, 15 years. Okay.
But if you I mean, let's say for example, like if I buy into Avenue South, if I don't want to wait for so long, then
Mm,
I'll just cash out. That means I don't make more lah. I make lesser, but I still make, because the movement is going up, right?
okay.
So to me, if I want to let go, it'll be quite easy for me to let go next time.
Okay, good.
I mean, this one you've seen just now. Again, is the RCR compared to CCR. Yeah. Again, this one is talking about
The rental yield, everything.
rental yield. So okay, this one I'll be very it's an open book. If you check the internet, you'll see the pricing. Okay,
Okay.
Avenue South is not the the least expensive product in District 3, but it is not the most expensive one. Yeah. So
Which
in
is the
terms of
most expensive one?
huh,
Which is the most expensive one right now?
you yeah, okay, you can stare at the screen longer, you can find out yourself, yeah. But of course, people who buy into different areas, different product, they love it because of different aspect lah. I'm not saying any of the products are bad or what, but I'm just saying, if I'm coming as an investor point of view, right, I want to buy something that is of a good pricing. So I can assure you that Avenue South, although we are not the least, okay, of course, the lowest price now will be Sterling. The next, right, will be Avenue South. So actually, if you compare like that, we are not too bad. In fact, if you take a look at the 3 bedroom, right, we are even more affordable. We're only 1.6.
3 bedroom is in the region of 1.6. Okay, so sterling itself averagely
Now,
right now it's about 1.8. Okay,
so I mean, if
so
you do a comparison like that, I think most of you will agree with me. Is for Avenue South and Sterling, price point wise, it is actually quite comfortable. Yeah, and I mean, buyers are very honest. Right? That's why Avenue South and Sterling, they emerged the top selling project in District 3 during this circuit breaker period.
so if let's say for a 3 bedder at 1.6 million, what is the facing of view that I should be getting?
Okay, this one would be the north facing.
Okay,
North facing. For projects, if you get a better view, normally you will have to pay a higher price
a
per
premium. Okay, so if I
so,
were to go with a south facing, how much
mm,
will it roughly cost in terms of example right now this 1.662 million is roughly located on which level?
this one is of a lower level.
Lower level. Okay,
But if
so
you are looking at the south facing one,
mm,
the unit would be much bigger because
okay,
Yeah, it's much bigger. So it's about 1,000 plus. So in terms of price point, about 1.8 to 1.9.
Also on the lower level as well?
No, mid floor,
Yeah.
mid
Oh,
floor-ish.
so
Correct.
that's for the southern facing, the south
Correct.
facing.
Correct.
Okay, so that's about 1.8 for a three-bedder. Okay. So that will roughly be in the region, or I mean, if you want view, of course, you need to get the south facing about 1.8, which is about equivalent to that of probably Sterling, as what we see over here. Of course, different facing commands different prices as well, lah. So really depending on what is the customer's needs as well, right?
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
1.9 lah. There.
Mm, okay, good.
Okay, so so this one is talking about Avenue South with other District 3 project. But I think some might think that it's unfair to compare Avenue South with them because in terms of location wise, although we are in District 3, not all of them are near to the Greater Southern Waterfront. So these are the few projects that you can roughly say that they are quite near to the Greater Southern Waterfront. One per bank is one of them. One per bank is on the other end of the SGH campus. So relatively is quite near. So if you look at the nearby launches near Avenue South, right, you will realize that in terms of land cost, we are the lowest. And in terms of average selling price, we are also the lowest. And then if you look at the bottom two, these are the two new projects that might be launched. One is Landmark, one is Chinatown Plaza. So in terms of land cost wise, they are way above us already. So just now Eric was asking, next time in time to come, how much will Avenue South be selling, or how much can you make? So some of my buyers, right, they use Landmark as a gauge. That means minimum, right? They can make about 200 ish PSF.
200 each PSF. Wow, that's actually quite a fair bit. If we were to use a 200 PSF to do a calculation, let's say for example we base on a two bedroom. The two bedroom should be 700 plus square feet.
Some about 650,
Okay,
6 or
so
700. Yeah,
yeah,
about, yeah.
if let's say we put as 700, so if let's say we go at 700, we times a good. Okay, not too bad. That will be ranging about in the region of probably 150 plus minus 1,000. Okay, I mean that's based on a very very conservative method, right? Am I right to say that?
Yeah. So we are not comparing ourselves with the sale yet. We're not comparing with NBS. But if you want, you can compare with the next lowest land cost, which is Landmark. In terms of location wise, I
Okay.
feel Avenue South is better. But in terms of land cost, we are lower. So this one will be a good gauge.
Okay.
Okay, so this one is the price comparison. So if you take a look, again, in terms of pricing wise, we are the lowest now lah, in terms of nearby launches. Okay, so these are the reasons why a lot of the buyers think that we do have a great price margin next time. So next time when you sell, a lot of them are looking forward to making quite a bit of a profit. Okay, so for Avenue South, for those who do not know, we are actually very honored. We have three award-winning developers, EOL, UIC, and King Long. So for them, they develop Avenue South. In fact, a lot of the developers who actually bidded for this land, right? They failed to get the land because of the concept. Because Avenue South is a condo that is right next to the rail corridor. So the government was very particular about what the developer is going to do with the land. So they wanted, if you can take a look at the pictures, right, you'll see some low lying about 4-story, 5-story high conserve apartments, right? So these are the things that the government wanted whoever's going to develop Avenue South, right, or this area to retain. So UOL, UIC, and King Long, they actually submitted the award-winning, I mean the winning bid lah. So the government actually love the way they do up. They have 8 unique zone. They have a lot of amenities. If you look at the top left hand corner, right, you see the lion. This is going to be a playground. And if you look at the bottom part, right, you will notice the Avenue South actually connects to the rail corridor, right, seamlessly. So when you're jogging along the rail corridor next time, right, you'll not even notice where is the entrance to Avenue South. So this is something that the government wants. They wanted this development, right, to blend in very nicely with the rail corridor, and that's the reason why UL and the developers got the bid for this piece of land. So
Mm.
it's a very thoughtful project. I mean, if you guys are keen, you can contact either Eric or myself. We have a run through with the product itself. We can go through with you exactly what's inside the project. You'll definitely love it. Yeah, we
Yep.
have a lot of different places, for you to hang out and all that. Okay, so this one is the fact sheet for Avenue South, which I won't go through because
Sure.
it's part. Yeah.
Yep.
Just now I forgot to tell you, right, apart from all these residential unit, we do have commercial lot also. So this is a commitment to the government. The government actually wanted some facilities that will cater to the general public. So they also have a childcare, okay, childcare center, and they also have I think should be maybe 7-Eleven or something like that.
7-Eleven. Okay.
I mean, some shops I suspect should
That
be
means they will have a so-called amenities within the development itself. Am I right to say that?
correct, correct. But it's accessible to the public. So if you're jogging, walking along the rail corridor all the way to Gardens by the Bay, you can pop by and you can go in and buy your stuff, groceries and stuff like that.
Ah, okay. Good, good.
Because the government, remember, Prime Minister Lee said that they wanted a place where they can live, work, and play. So Avenue South actually, must reflect the kind of
The lifestyle.
correct, the lifestyle that the government wanted to lah. So that's why they have all these inside Avenue South itself. Okay, so
Okay.
I mean, they are very thoughtful. They have the heritage collection, horizon collection, and the peak collection. So of course, if you ask me, the peak collection from level 37 to 56, in terms of price point wise, they are slightly higher. Okay, there's a slightly, to me, it's slightly pricier. So, but if you're buying for investment, right, you might want to consider. To be honest, you might want to consider level 3 to level 35.
How
If you're
much
buying,
is the average pricing for the heritage unit?
it's 100% sold already. But in terms of course, for heritage is a bit different. Layout wise is a bit different. The developer didn't tear down and rebuild. Basically, they refurbish.
Refurbish. Okay.
They refurbish. So PSF wise will be quite low. Below the selling of the Horizon unit.
I
Yeah,
see.
maybe about that day when they had the VVIP preview, maybe some even got like 1,006, 1,007 also.
好了，那就不用讲了，都已经卖完了嘛。
Yeah, that's why.
Skip,
Yeah,
skip.
yeah. Okay, so anyway, this is the amenities. You can take a look at the rail corridor at the side. So the development is stunning. I mean, should come and take a look. It blends with the surroundings seamlessly. If you're walking along and if you look at the video and the facade, right, you will not know that you not know where's the gate to Avenue South. This is how nice the whole project is being built. So you can see
Okay.
the layout. The layout is you will see the two twin towers. None of the units are facing each other. Yeah, so they are staggered in such a way that they have unblocked view in front and at the back also. That means you won't see your neighbors at all.
Okay. Cool.
Right now, so these are all the different layouts. So you can contact us. You can go through with you. There's a walkthrough video also of all these layout. So they are very generous in size. All the floorings are all marble and all that lah. I mean UL quality is confirmed there. Then they also
Oh,
have this.
definitely. UOL, I have to add on. I'm personally currently right now staying in one of the UOL project. I have to say the finishing, everything is fantastic, which is also one of the reason why my client bought Avenue South Residences as well. Okay, that's also one of the key thing. When my client bought it for investment wise, they also look into who is actually the developer before we actually park the money inside.
Correct. I
Okay.
agree.
So,
Yeah.
what is your take? Avenue South is most likely for investment purposes, or is it more towards a own stay? No right, no wrong, because I got my own answer already.
Um,
Depending, different angle, right?
Actually, depends on your preference. If you prefer something that is very familiar, a place that very comfortable with, you can walk from MRT to. Of course, you walk out, you can buy stuff. Of course, I would recommend Sterling for own stay or even for investment. Rentability wise, Sterling no problem. Avenue South, why a lot of people like Avenue South because of the potential. Yeah, and the place, the way they do up the whole area is very unique. So this one will be a unique selling point for Avenue South next time.
Okay. I personally think is more towards gearing towards the investment angle. Okay, mainly to say, of course, as a investment today for Avenue South residences, we can go, of course, the very high floor. But of course, when it comes to very high floor, you pay a kind of a different premium, because if you were to actually have the best view, all that, of course, we need to pay a premium. But if for an investor to actually go in, we may not even have, need to have the highest level. Just probably go with anything mid floor, mid range, that area. I think that would be good enough. First thing first is it should be easy to exit. If I base on what you actually mentioned, which because I also personally see it already. So of course, secondly, I can also use this investment factor for families out there who actually wants to move in, which is near to two of the good schools in Singapore. That's for own stay. Of course, in the long run, if you to actually buy for own stay, down the road, 10 years, 15 years after that, with plan changes, I naturally feel that there will be a very good exit point for you who, if you were to actually buy it today. So that's actually my take lah. So it's more towards investment, because I can actually see that kind of a margin that should actually be quite easy to hit next time. I can't guarantee you can make a lot, but of course there will still be a good exit price that you can actually make a good profit out of it. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So yeah.
Buyers for Sterling, Avenue South is good. If you have a higher risk appetite lah. So of course we have shown both projects to a lot of, your buyers and also my buyers. One of my buyers actually, on the other hand, right, one of my buyers actually bought Sterling for investment. And then he said something that I was quite surprised. He said Sterling is bao jia one, like durian, durian you buy already, right? That one is confirm can eat one. So he said that for Sterling, right, confirm can eat one. Although he knows the upside might not be as high as potential as Avenue South, but for Sterling, right, because his risk appetite is very low. He doesn't want to, so he prefers something that is more stable and he can digest. So he actually bought into Sterling. So really depends on, whether depends on your but both projects are worth taking a look. I
I
feel.
think both project definitely, when we do a comparison in that district, I think it will be good for buyers to actually visit both, to actually have a full better understanding from either Ye Kai or even from me, because ultimately, end of the day, it really based on your requirement. Same thing, your risk appetite, whether you are a aggressive kind of investor, if you are actually looking into investing. I think that is actually how we can actually advise you guys accordingly. Okay. So anything to add on? Thank you, Ye Kai, for actually doing this fantastic sharing tonight at 8. So it's getting late, it's about 9 plus. So I think any other things you want to add on before we end off the session?
Nothing much. There are a lot of things to share for the two projects. So if we don't want to go on and on and on. So if you are really keen to know more, right, you can contact Ari or myself. We will definitely share with you. We have all the details. All these are facts and figures. Okay, we can share with you, and then you can do comparison.
Yep. I think fantastic. Okay. So thank you everybody who's actually viewing now. Watching this show. So of course, you guys can actually feel free to share out to your clients, and then feel free to actually contact Ye Kai or even for me for a better understanding of the whole entire project. Okay, so if nothing, then we end off over here. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Thank you, Ye Kai, for the awesome sharing. Okay, I see you around. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.